BJ Peters here from stampinbj.com, and recently I received a question about how I store my Designer Series papers. Today I'm going to tackle on how I store my 6x6 Designer Series paper, and I think it's a tip that you're going to love. Plus I'm going to show you some cards that I made using some of the scraps that I've saved. So here is my storage system. Like I said, I was recently asked how I store my 6x6 Designer Series paper to kind of keep it nice and handy. And this is a photo box that I purchased, I don't know, somewhere, and I have repurposed it for my 6x6 Designer Series paper. And we actually have a lot of 6x6 paper right now. And as you know, I like using my scraps. So here's what I've done, is I have taken our 6x8 clear sleeves that you can purchase in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, and I have labeled them. This one happens to be for the subtles, and so all my scraps go in here, and then right behind it are my full sheets, and I have the same thing for all of my colors. So here's the in colors, here's the painted glass vellum, our favorite, garden impressions, wood textures, tropical scape, some of the glimmer paper, my favorite, classic garage right back here. Can you see that I've used that lots? There's lots of snippets of that. And then the gingham gala is right back here way in the back. So if I want to use any of these snippets, I can actually just pull out the sleeve and use up the snippets, add my snippets to the end, and it's actually very handy, very easy. I can leave it sitting on my counter or put it in the cupboard, whichever works best for me at the time. So then the next question is, what do I do with my scraps? So I quickly made some cards up just to kind of share with you some of the ideas that I use with the scraps. This is all the same layout. The strips are 1 inch by 3 1/4 inches. There's 4 of them. And then the white here is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And then of course your standard card base in the US is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. So really cute, simple cards. And I used one stamp set for the greetings today, and that is part of my story, which is a cling mount set that you can actually get free during celebration. And it's kind of a fun one and has multi-purpose uses, as you can see. So let's put one of these cards together. This one is going to be the classic garage one. And I have my card base here, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and it's tranquil tide. And then I'm going to add the 3 1/2 by 4 3/4 pumpkin pie. And then I've got my 4 strips of the classic garage Designer Series paper. So we'll just add that. And there I have it all layered on here. And as you can see, I'm going to show you that this particular layout can go either way. I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus, and I've got in here one of the greetings from that stamp set. And we're just going to ink that up. I have found I use my Stamparatus a whole lot more than I ever thought I would. I particularly like my Stamparatus for inking up the greetings when I'm going to use the Stampin' Write markers. And I am using Basic Black and Real Red. And then we'll stamp it down. Looking pretty good. I'm going to add a little bit more ink this time again. All right, all inked up. Give it a second little pass. And I think that looks pretty awesome. All right, there it is. I popped it out with the Everyday Label Punch, and it looks kind of plain in there. So I have brought out a strip of the ribbon with a silver lining to it. I call it the Racing Stripe ribbon from the Classic Garage product suite. Oh, look it, you can see my boo-boo there. And I just want to layer it on the back. I don't want to do a bow because this is more of a manly card. So what I've done is I put some adhesive on the back. You can see my boo-boo. And I'm just going to kind of fold this back and forth on here. And it's just going to stick because I've got adhesive on there, and I can reposition it and put it however I want. Let's add a couple of dimensionals here. And we'll put it on our card just like that, looking pretty fancy. On my desk I had some little hearts left over from a previous project, so I think I'm going to add this cute little heart right here. Get it to stick there. This is a great kind of masculine, almost Valentine's Day card that you could use for those guys in your life. Well, I hope you have enjoyed seeing the different ways that you can use up scraps and store your 6x6 Designer Series paper scraps. Thanks for stopping by today, and as always, remember that you can purchase these products in my online store at stampinbj.com. And as always, remember to create and feel great.